there, I'm going to show you how to make this. It is a Dresden Plate pincushion. For the Dresden Plate pincushion, you will need a 6-inch square piece of fabric. I've done 2 of them, one for the front and one for the back, and a 6-inch square of batting, just regular quilting batting. You are also going to need 18 of the Dresden Plate segments, and if you want to see how to do the Dresden Plate segments in a really full tutorial, I will link that down below in the description. I show you how to do the Dresden Plate segments. I also show you how to do the Dresden Plate circle for the center as well. I am not paid or sponsored to create any part of this video. I used the Creative Grid's 18-degree circle segment ruler to make my Dresden Plate, and this is a really handy tool. It comes with the part for making the Dresden Plate segments, which is this, and it also comes with the part to make the center circle. On the instructions, they do tell you that you do need a piece of cardboard, and you're going to make that. I used a compass, and basically you will cut out exactly where this dotted line is. So this circle template for the Dresden Plate circle for the center is this piece of cardboard here, and if you've ever made a yo-yo, it's exactly the same method. And like I said before, I do have some detailed videos, and I will link that in the description box down below, on how to do the segments and how to do the circle in a full tutorial. Like I said, I cut the segment out to this 2 here, so it's a 2 with a circle around it and the 7 next to it, and I cut my piece out so it's perfectly like this. That is the 2. So basically I cut 18 of these segments for my Dresden Plate. So you'll take one of your Dresden Plate segments, you will fold it right sides together like so, and you are going to sew along this bigger part here. You have a longer part at the top and a smaller part at the bottom, so that's where it angles all the way around. So you're going to do it from the bigger part, fold it right sides together so the pretty sides of the fabric are facing, and you're going to stitch along here. Once again, I am not paid or sponsored. I use a Baby Lock Soprano for all of my tutorials, and in the top thread I am going to have a white polyester, just regular Gutermann thread. In my bobbin thread, I am just going to have a white polyester thread. In my sewing needle, I have a 9014 Microtex sewing needle. And these are the settings on my sewing machine. So with them 2 sections together, you're going to sew them right up. Once you've sewn that together, you're going to flip it right sides out like so, and then you're going to get a nice point on your Dresden Plate segment, and basically you're going to take this over to your iron and you are going to press it down so it's just nice and flat. So you have them all nicely pressed just like this segment here of my Dresden Plate segment. So now I'm going to attach these together. So you're going to have 2 Dresden Plate sections, and you are going to put them right sides together, and then you're just going to sew them right at this corner here. You're going to concentrate on just this part here and sew them all together. So let's start sewing these Dresden Plate segments. I do have my 1/4 inch foot with guide, so it's helping me out a little bit, and these are very, very small. So put this through, and that'll be 2 of my Dresden plate segments sewn together. So then I'm going to go ahead and do all of my others, and like I said, you're going to need 18 Dresden plate segments. Once you get to this stage, all you're going to do is put these right sides together like we did before, and you're going to sew these 2 together like we did, and that is going to complete the circle of your Dresden plate. Take your Dresden plate over to your iron and press it down flat. Now you're going to take your template, and it's the bigger template, this one, and you're going to draw a circle around a piece of fabric. Now I'm going to try and fussy cut this one and see how it works out. So we're going to cut around this circle of this Dresden plate center. Once we have done that, we're going to use our cardboard template so we can cinch in the Dresden plate circle. So if you've ever made a yo-yo, it's exactly the same way. We're going to baste hand stitch all the way around this circle here. Once you have hand stitched all the way around your Dresden plate circle, you're going to pop your template inside like so. So you're just going all the way around the edge of that circle, and then once you get everything all lined up, you can then pull that fabric taunt and it will tighten up around that cardboard section. I do recommend that you go over to the iron and just press this down, just so it does a nice crease. Do it on both sides. Then flip it over to the other side, and you're just going to tie this off, because if you don't tie it off, it's going to move about on you. So you have to go backwards and forwards and just tie it in a knot, just so it just ties off this end bit of thread. So you're going to pull it off the cardboard section, and then you'll probably need to just press it down again, just so it's nice and flat. So I did try to fussy cut this, but I just didn't have enough of the fabric left over to get it right centered. But you can see how you can fussy cut your Dresden plate circle in the center to make it look a little bit different. Now you're going to get the top fabric that you're using for your Dresden plate pincushion, and you're going to have the backing at the back of it. And then we're going to get the Dresden plate itself, the circular bit, and you're going to try and match it perfectly in the center if you can, no worries. And then what we're going to do now is we are going to zigzag around the edges of these kind of like points on this Dresden plate here, because we need to attach it down so obviously it doesn't move on us. And it's just going to be a simple straight stitch, just going around the outside about 1/4 inch away. So we're basically just appliquing this Dresden plate to the top of our Dresden plate pincushion. So once you have attached your Dresden plate to your actual pincushion, now I'll just zoom in. As you can see, I've just zigzagged all the way around here, just attaching that Dresden plate to the pincushion. We are now going to place that circle on top of the Dresden plate, and we're going to just do this in the same fashion. You're just going to do a straight stitch all the way around this circle. So the next thing we're going to do is start building our Dresden plate pincushion. So we're going to take the other piece of fabric that we have, and we're going to place it right sides together so it goes one on top of the other like so. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to sew around this pincushion all the way around, but we're going to leave a gap for turning right sides out. You're going to want to leave yourself at least about 2 inches. Never start on a corner, because it's going to be hard work getting that corner folded out properly. Always just start like a little bit in, like 1 inch in, and sew all the way around your Dresden plate pincushion, leaving at least 2 inches for opening. I generally go through and just cut the corners like this, and then just cut some of the excess fabric away as well. Now you're going to take your Dresden Plate pincushion, you're going to find the opening, and you are going to push everything right sides through. So press everything down so it's nice and flat. And also I recommend just where this opening is, just press that down so that's nice and flat too. So we come to the next stage, we don't have to struggle too much. So obviously we're going to have to fill this with something. So you can fill it with polyfill or you can fill it with leftover fabric. It's completely up to you. Just don't overfill it because we are going to top stitch along the outside here. And then it'll also help to close up this opening. So I've placed polyfill inside of mine. Like I said, you can use whatever stuffing that you want. And like I said, you don't want to overfill it because you want to put this back through the sewing machine again. So you don't want to have too much padding in there. I don't really want to do any hand stitching. So I like to just kind of just fill it just enough so I can still get around here and do my top stitching all the way around my Dresden Plate pincushion. I hope you've enjoyed watching how to make this Dresden Plate pincushion. I have over 500 tutorials on my channel, so don't forget to subscribe and also like and comment on this video. It really helps my channel when you do that. I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.